What's going on, my crew? This is Rusty, and welcome to another episode of Rusty's Adventures. And in today's episode, I'm very happy. I just finished recording all of the Spooky's House of Jump Scares, and very happy it's over. I enjoyed the game, but honestly, I really don't think horror stuff is for me. Just the amount of stress is too much. I know some of you guys are probably saying, "You're such a wimp, Rusty," but I'm just glad it's over. Let me put it that way. I don't know that we're going to be playing horror games much in the future. I've heard rumors floating around that Half-Life 3 is going to be like rumored to start coming out soon or something like that, and that I'd be willing to play, but I don't know. Other than that, let me just say, I know that technically that's not considered a horror game, but it kind of is. There we go. So I was just cutting down some trees. Obviously you guys can see that. And didn't get too far, but I have done some things over in our world underground. Got a little bit of inspiration actually from Spooky's House of Jump Scares on building something underneath the surface of the earth. We're gonna go ahead and get over there, but first just wanted to throw out there that I have made the only way in through the nether, and wanted to show you guys what they've found underneath things. Now, that being said, they don't understand it yet, but I want to show you what's going on in that realm that away, which we won't be spending too much time in, either in this episode or others. Let me see. I think it was this way that I need to go. Things are getting a little confusing. I need some signage. Yep. Here we go. Look at all the villagers. Look at this. We have some very interesting things going on here. They found what appears to be magic. And over here, they found the portal, which is why they've been kind of hanging out. One of the things, building-wise, that I realized going into this is that when I make buildings for this city, I can't make them out of wood, period. I have to make them out of complete stone. And for those of you guys that are wondering, saying, "Rusty, how are they gonna survive when they're so close to the surface?" I removed them from the surface. But what I wanted to continue to give is I want to keep this here to kind of serve as sort of a old ruin of what used to be. But right now they are so far underground, and my plan is to actually literally block off this entire spot. They're so far underground right now, nobody's going to get to them unless they quarried the place up. I went with some interesting housing situations. This is the house, literally the same color and everything as the rest of it. But what's interesting is obviously these guys can't do anything other than farm mushrooms, so that's what they're eating. That's their food source, and which actually isn't going to grow them unless they have wheat to be able to trade with each other. So basically, once they learn their magic and get it kind of perfected, they'll be able to create seeds and create gardens and things like that. But here is the learning center, if you will. And what I love about this is that we have villagers in each spot. We have villagers in the nether. We have villagers over here. And all the doors, what I've made as town center, is right under here in this spot, because I wanted them to mostly be in the dormitories. So they're here, they're learning, they're experiencing things. But I want to keep the same look throughout the entire area. And the reason why is because architecture is not... they have to go with what they find, literally. There's no other sort of option for them. And because they're kind of living in almost a completely and totally equal society, they need to be able to... they need to be able to keep the colors and everything completely and totally the same. Their idea behind that is that nobody will get jealous or angry or anything like that. I haven't done anything down in the mine, but I'll show you guys what I'm planning on doing down here. Once I get things situated. This is one of these builds where, since it's kind of, I don't want to call it boring, but in a sense boring. I don't want to do much with it. On camera, I mean. Until they are ready. But one of these rooms... Nope, next one. Is going to be a room where they kind of experiment. And I want to put this part on camera. Where they're kind of going to experiment with fire and the ores and things. And I want them to be very rich when I get this place up and running, if you will. And that's when we'll be able to see things like redstone incorporated into the builds and a bunch of different things. And I haven't figured out how I'm going to work the magic portion of this. But definitely we need to go get some brewing stands for these guys, which means I'm going to have to get into the nether and get a blaze stuff. Blaze rods. But yeah, it's pretty much working with the things that we can work with in here. And it's going to be important to get all these different blocks. We've got plenty of cobblestone. These blocks right here we don't have a lot of. So, but basically a pretty good amount of oh good lord. Basically a pretty good amount of stone in there. And I think it's going to end up being sort of like a dwarven society. So I just want to point out, we're making almost a race of people that are like magical dwarves or something like that. And I just feel like we're being creative, but we didn't, we're kind of making it up as we go along. And that's what makes it so great about this, is we're making completely and totally unique societies by just creating stories that surround it. And it feels good. It feels nice to be able to do that, almost. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know. But I like it. Let me just put it that way. Go to sleep as a zombie comes by. No. 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 Kill it. Die. I don't even know what that means. So, what's going to be happening here in the future, between now and then, is I'm actually am going to cut down these trees. I don't want you guys to think that I'm lying to you. I am. And I want to get some scenery built up here, but also I really want to work more on the building aspect. So what's going to happen here, let me get my fancy dancy piece of paper that I have this stuff written down on. So I want to found these 3 places as an empire. And that's kind of the next focus here. So we're gonna get names down. We're gonna do that sort of thing. And I don't know what I meant by I know what I meant by that. And I want to get these roads complete. So that's kind of where I'm pushing towards now. Is at least getting the pathway complete from one place to another, and then we can focus on kind of expanding the towns and things like that. But to do that, I don't even know how to describe it right now, but I want to get these trees cut down, and I want to add some variety into this forest. So literally, what I'm thinking of doing, and I'm going to need to go get some diamonds and things like that, which may mean that I have to mine. I want to get this axe repaired, and I want to literally cut so many trees down. It's ridiculous. It's going to take a while, and not sure what the fastest way to do it is, but I'll figure it out. And then we're going to make some huge variety and really scenic the place up. So, of course, the first step in that is to actually cut down all these trees, pretty much all the way through the forest, and of course over here to get the saplings. But then we're gonna put down the pathway, and then really tree it up. And I want to add some podzol here and there, so I'm gonna go need to go get that. And we're gonna get gravel, podzol, our, what do you call it? The dirt here. Let me see. Coarse dirt. That's what it's called. And any other materials? I'm thinking probably this. And I've kind of talked in the past about also adding in rocks and things. So, you have like this spot right here, and you just kind of add a little rock formation right here to kind of make it feel like there's stuff there. You don't want just a normal forest. We want a very dense forest and make it look like this was cut out. We talked about in the past primordial forests, and I'm also going to need to get some mushrooms and things to add those into there, and just a lot of different pieces and parts that we need to add in to this forest. It's a very light forest. There's lots of things around it. It's not very dense, and I want to make it dense. I want to make it very, very dense. We're going to replace these little ponds with streams and some things like that going through the forest. I don't want this to be like this, the way it is right now. It's nice, but it just doesn't say what I want it to say. It doesn't do what I want it to do. I want it to be a very, I need to get that wool. It's annoying me. I want it to say deep, dark, and almost a scary feel to it. That maybe zombies can spawn there in the broad daylight. So it's quite a thing that we have to achieve. But look at all these trees we're gonna have to cut down, one at a time. And I have cut down forests before. It doesn't take too long. Maybe a day in real life. We'll just have to make a new bed and get that done that way. I love our little volcano here. I've just seen this piece of wool that's been annoying me. Goodbye. Psst, right in the lava. So let's take a look here. We've got all these trees to cut down. I'm going to at least cut it down to over here. And then we got all the rest of these trees to cut down through here, through here. You can see our guy over there. I cleaned it up. And then I just want to re-landscape the actual land before we start planting the trees. I want to find the low points, the high points, make some rivers, and really just streams going into lakes. And we've got a river flowing right through over here. So I want to kind of get some streams that are streaming over into that spot right there. So we just need to find the low points, and it all starts with cutting down these trees. And I have a feeling it's not going to be super duper easy, but definitely doable. So anyways, kind of an update episode, not a lot of building and things like that, but last episode was an adventurous one, trying to kind of add the mystery to this one as well. But I'm sure that you guys are more excited about what the building stuff is going to be than sort of the plot. So I wanted to get back to this for now and move forward from there. So thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, when this forest is going to be completely and totally gone, happy mining and crafting.